Here we are live at the 360 Vegas studios with this edition of School Police Talk. We have some great guests here. We have the chief who is back and he wants to enlighten us about a lot of different things. And sir, please tell us your name and what it is that you do for the Clark County School District. Please.
Yeah, I'm Lieutenant Steve Hewitt. Right now I'm one of our administrative lieutenants, and I supervise 3 of our administrative bureaus. That's our training bureau, our technical services bureau, and our diversion and wellness bureau for the department. And then I also, on top of that day-to-day supervision, I also lead our breach and rescue team, which heavily focuses on active assailant training and preparation and making sure that our officers are trained and prepared on current trends and our response to any active assailants in our schools and our whole valley.
You know, where in today's world, different from other times where, you know, everything we do has a video camera on us, right? And everything is a timed response, like exactly when the call came in, exactly how many seconds it took to get. And so when it comes to what you do and your training, you know, you have to be very diligent about it.
Yes. And we tell our officers in a perfect world, well, in a perfect world, this would never happen, right? But in a perfect world, if it does, we would be on the campus. We want to be there when this happens, because that's how we're built. That's how our mind is. It has to be that way. And what I mean by that is, I don't want to be 3 minutes away when it happens. I want to be in the parking lot when someone makes the decision to enter the school. I want to be seconds away, right? So that would be, you know, ideal for us. And the reality is, it is going to take a minute or two to get there. And the way that we enter and the tactics that we use and train multiple times a year, that's what drives home the importance of how we get in that building and how we address the threat immediately without waiting. There's no interruption.
And so when it comes to the summer months and the children are not there, you're not just off on vacation for the next 3 months. You're ensuring of all of these things, as well as you're preparing for the next school year, because 3 months is not that short of a time, you know, for the kids, for a majority of the children to be off.
Right, and actually, it's even less than that for about 100 of our officers, since we're 11 months since the campus officers or the officers not assigned to patrol assignments during the school year are 11 months. So they'll get off the last week of June and come back to work the last week of July. So right now, about 100 of our officers are off. That's unique. So we have a small window, or Lieutenant Hewitt has a small window to train. Yeah, it's great that they get that break. Kind of, you know, makes them, you know, excited for the next year, things like that. And that's our job. You know, we focus on the good things that we accomplish throughout the school year, the things that we need to work on, and then just reminding them of their mindset. And that's big for us, mindset. And we meet throughout the year, maybe once or twice a month, with the entire department virtually, and we talk to them about mindset, about being being prepared, being ready, and then being safe. Honestly, that's kind of like the motto, because when the emergency happens, it's too late to prepare. So we have to do all of that throughout the summer, get their mindset right, so if it does happen in our schools, they're ready and they go and attack. And that's the goal, because it's the reality, unfortunately. And also reminding them of the past. You know, Columbine started all of this. You know, the school shooting in Columbine. You know, that's when the nation developed, and that's when we developed our active assailant training, and we've been training it ever since. Every single year, every single officer who puts on a uniform attends active assailant training. You know, so, but we have to train that, and we have to make sure that our officers know it's a reality, and it could happen at any given moment of the day. And they have to be ready. They have to be prepared. You know, and they have to have their mind right and ensure that they're going to go in there and make sure that they do whatever they can to eliminate that threat.
It's really important that people need to know that everybody is safe. And so the more that we do the school police talk, right, is the more that we keep telling people of the levels of safety that the Clark County School District Police has. So it's fantastic. I thank you for coming in.
Yep, thanks
I
for having
thank
us.
you for coming in. You know what I mean?
No, thank you, Lee.
All right, so now we're going to look at this camera and we're going to wave goodbye. All right, we'll see you later.